Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Broadcasting Results with Rouse as we take another opportunity to take a seat at the table with one of our neighboring counties, which is Georgetown County, you all. And tonight we have Helping Hand out of Georgetown, Mr. Ron McInnis, that is here tonight to share their story about Helping Hand. But you all know, as always, I ask that you reshare this live, tag him in it. But I also want you to tag Miss Tasha Smith along with Helping Hand of Georgetown. And so as we prepare to hear from him, I ask that you, if you have questions, put them in the comments. And if we're able to get to them, if we don't be already answered them by the conversation that him and I would have, put them in there and we'll be sure to check it periodically and be sure to answer them if we could. But tonight, welcome, Mr. McInnis. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting the opportunity to take a seat at the table. It's always good to see organizations such as yours doing the work that you all are doing out there. But to have you, someone I've known for many, many years now, still putting your, as they say now, your boots on the ground.
Yes.
But you're serving Georgetown County very wide. And if opportunity permits tonight, we'll see if we can get into some of it. But tonight, when we start off, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with Helping Hand?
Okay. First of all, I'm Ronald McInnis. Some know me as Reverend Ronald McInnis, a pastor with the AME Church. Some know me as Coach Ronald McInnis. That's with the Georgetown County Youth Academy. But tonight, I take the opportunity to speak for Helping Hands of Georgetown. And with Helping Hands of Georgetown, I'm the uh, coordinator for the Youth Empowerment Program. However, we have a lot of other services that we provide. And so I'd like to just speak about all of the services that we're providing here at Helping Hands of Georgetown.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I have to ask before we get into all of the services, because you coached, as you mentioned, you're also that guy that runs up and down the court. And so
Yes.
I have to ask, what inspired you out of all of the sports that you've been involved in and still involved in? But what inspired you to get involved with Helping Hand?
Well, I was employed with uh, a father's place, and that was the first nonprofit that I engaged myself with, and that's a story within itself because the director at a father's place was speaking to my brother. They had an open opportunity, a place for uh, someone like myself, but they offered the job to my brother. And my brother turned it down and said, "You're talking to the wrong McInnes. You need to talk to my
Mm,
brother, Ronald." And so that turned into my first engagement with nonprofit. And I met John Bush, who was executive director at Helping Hands of Georgetown at the time. And we clicked. And we were working, we were collaborating. A Father's Place, Helping Hands, uh, Goodwill, and Friendship Place had a collaboration, which was called GC3, and it was an employment skills training that we did, and so that's how I got involved. John really liked the way that I handled myself with people and the way I related with the community, and so that's how I got here at Helping Hands when John was leaving, and Brendan Barber became the executive director. John left a recommendation that Brendan bring me on to run the youth empowerment and the GC3 program, which was called, or still called, Time to Change, but we no longer do the adult portion, which was GC3. That kind of dwindled away with the pandemic.
yes, sir. Well, thank you for sharing that. It's always good to know how the journey start because that's a reminder of not that everyone see you, but when they see you without you knowing that they're looking at you. So just as you mentioned, your brother obviously was willing to tell them hands down, like you're talking to the wrong one. You're in the right family, but just the wrong one.
Yes.
And was certainly to make sure that they got in contact with you. But obviously someone saw the work that you were doing just to even make that recommendation that, hey, you all need to get this guy here involved. And so I want you to tell us for those that are viewing, kind of tell us, for those that are not familiar with Helping Hand, can you tell us a little bit about Helping Hand and maybe like the mission of it?
Well, yes, our mission is, uh, in a nutshell, is to break the chains of poverty, the mindset of poverty. The way we do that is uh, we extend help to the community. 65 and older, those that are disabled, can come here and they can get a hand up. They can get uh, uh, food. Those with food insecurities can come and get food 12 times a year. Those with uh, utility needs can come and get a partial payment because, as we know, utilities is quite high now, and
Right.
our funds are limited, and so we can't provide for the entire utility bill, but we do provide $125 for each household that qualifies. Once a year, we will do once every calendar year, we will do $125 for that household. We also have kerosene and propane vouchers in the winter months that we provide help with those with kerosene and propane. Also, we have the dental clinic. Those in our county, what we found, and we partnered with Tidelands and St. James Santee Clinic, we found that a lot of time and effort was being placed on people going to the emergency room, and the money, it wasn't well spent going to the emergency room, getting a couple of Tylenol or a couple of ibuprofen for a toothache, and then you still had the toothache. So those who are a lot smarter than I am, they came together and they formed this dental clinic. And I'm not sure exactly how that all came together, but I'm certainly glad it did because we have, and I have a number right here. We served over 900 people uh,
Mm.
last year, 2024. We served over 900 people, which was an increase of over 100 people because that number was right around 800 the year before. And then, of course, you have the youth empowerment program, of which we are in all four high schools, and we uh, to sophomores, juniors, seniors, we help them to develop career paths. And I know further on down the line, we'll tell some stories about the successes that we've had here and some of the struggles that we've had as well here at Helping Hands with the Youth Empowerment Program, the dental clinic, as well as the other areas that we serve here.
Thank you. You definitely kind of went into my second part of the question in regards to getting more into the program. But if I'm hearing right in regards to the mission, Helping Hands serve only Georgetown. Is that correct?
Yes, and I've been asked that question so many times. My daughter even asked me that question because she lives in Horry County,
Mhm.
and they would love for the youth empowerment program, especially to be in Horry County. Williamsburg County has approached us about the program being in Williamsburg, but unfortunately, our donors and our funding base is here in Georgetown, and so we can't go outside the county of Georgia.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay, so just going back, I made a note here because if I'm not mistaken, the program itself, and these for Georgetown County residents, but so that they are aware, you said something about 65 and older. Is that the age?
Yes. Again, let me say this. It started out with churches. Some churches, they were, people were in need, and this was over 30 years ago. And so they got together, some leaders got together and said, you know what? Why don't we just pool our money together and have, instead of a person going from this church to that church, why don't we pool our money together and formulate a nonprofit? And that's how Helping Hands was born. And we have what we call covenant churches. And we have several covenant churches. The churches of Georgetown pour into Helping Hands. And when someone comes to the church in need, instead of them having to come out of their pocket, their support goes to Helping Hand. So they push the folks here to us. And so to answer your question, get back to your question, 65 and older became, after the pandemic, we had like limited funds. So we changed the number to 65 and older and those with a disability. And if you come in with a disability or you're 65 and older, meet that criteria, we're here to serve.
And is that particularly with like the light bill and kerosene per se for the 65 and older?
That's the light bill, that's the uh, kerosene, propane, and also for the food, those
Okay.
who are dealing with food insecurities. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Again, you all, we are here broadcasting results with Rouse, and we have Mr. Ron McInnis here from Helping Hand of Georgetown, South Carolina. I ask that you tune in, tune in, tune in, and please tag Helping Hand of Georgetown, tag him, and also Miss Tasha Smith. So again, I ask that you reshare this live and please tag them in it. But if those of you that are just jumping in, we're just kind of talking, getting really into the services of Helping Hand. And fortunate, because they are still serving the community, but unfortunate, this services is for the residents of Georgetown. But here's the thought of it. Every great information is great knowledge to know, because you may know a family member or friend or someone that is in that area that you can share the information with to tell them about the program. And who knows, down the road, this program may be in your community too. So stay tuned. You never know. But where we were was 65 and older can take advantage once a year, calendar year, $125 towards their light bill. And as we know, light bills it increases
Mhm.
throughout the year. You can also receive kerosene vouchers as well during those winter months. So again, a great service for those that can definitely use it. And we ask that you please share Helping Hand of Georgetown. But while I'm sitting here, he also kind of went into some of the programs that Helping Hand provides. Can you tell us a little more about the dental services?
Okay. Yes. We start out with just the extraction clinic. That's how it started. We had volunteer dentists to come in, and those that needed an extraction, they got it. Well, as people see you doing good things in the community, people want to join in. And so we had the Smith Clinic to come in and join in with us, and donors to come in, dentists to come in and volunteer their time. We have a hygienist here that does cleanings, and now we are also doing restorative work here, and
Mhm.
that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays that we're open. The way to get to our dental clinic is to call in the morning that we providing the service. Call in and let them know what your uh, situation is with your dental emergency, and we try to get to you as soon as possible. Get you in to see a dentist or schedule you for a yearly or biannual cleaning.
Okay, thank you for that. And can you tell us a little bit more about the food pantry area that you all have there as well?
Yes, and my reaction is because it's kind of sad that uh, when so many people are in need, and we look at the cupboards, and people try, the churches try, USDA, they try, but we are starting to see the effects of our economy. And so our cupboards are starting to become bare. And that's where, if someone, a church, a family, an organization, we just recently had the Deltas to come in and provide us with some food. We recently had the solicitor's office to come in and to provide us some help, but our cupboards are bare because people are in need, and we
Mhm.
try to provide for them as best we can. But yes, we have the food box. We have a box, a bag, which is for the smaller family, a B box, which is for the mid-sized family, and a C box, which is for a larger family. And again, that's for 65 and older and those that are disabled. And you come, we are open from 9 to 12 Monday through Thursday. You will drive up uh, doorside service. During the pandemic, we had to discontinue coming in and actually shopping for your own food. So we have volunteers that prepare the bags, and they put the bags out. They'll bring it based on the size of their family. And so
Okay.
let me plug this real quick. Tomorrow morning at Thomas Chapel in Andrews, South Carolina, once a month, we give away 100 to 150 bags
Mm.
at Thomas Chapel to serve the Andrews community. So if someone's out there in the Andrews community, they didn't have a way to come into Georgetown, just come on by Thomas Chapel. Get there early. The lines are usually long.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. So we'll keep that in mind for tomorrow at Thomas Chapel. So, as we continue to go into the services or programs that Helping Hand provides, we talked about the 65 and year and older with the power, gasoline, or propane, I should say,
Mhm.
the food service area. Tell us a little bit about the youth empowerment program.
Well, that's my baby. The Youth Empowerment Program. We're in all four high schools, and we help to develop career paths for our sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And actually, we do have a few freshmen that's a part of our program. And so, Tasha Smith, Dina Cooper, they are the leaders that actually go into the schools. We provide them with lunch because we take up their lunch period with our program. So we come in with lunch. McDonald's has been gracious enough to donate to us on a weekly basis, and then sometimes we'll have sandwiches or pizza for our students.
Mm,
Our purpose is to make sure that when a student crosses that stage of graduation, that they have an idea of what direction they are wanting to go into. And we have several tools to help them with that. One of those is youth science. And youth science is an assessment that we give, and it's unique in that it's not an interest assessment, it's also an aptitude assessment that lets them know uh, what you're good at, and it's done by playing games for maybe an hour and a half on the computer. It's called gamification, and so that's what and we give them a safe space, and I stole that from one of our students on
mhm.
yesterday because we're doing an end of the year survey and asked them what is it about Yep that draws you here every week, and they said this is a safe space. This is a place where I can come and I can speak and share my thoughts and feel safe about it without any repercussions.
Mm,
Encouraging words to support me. So that's what we do. We use social emotional learning, uh, different games or different activities to get them involved. One thing that we know with our YEP program is that this digital divide that's going
yes.
on. These children, well, not only children, I'm guilty myself. We spend too much time in the phone. We spend too much time on laptop computers with this digital stuff, the social networks, and we don't engage with one another. So we try to get them to engage with one another, learn how to speak in public, and that's one thing that they also shared that they like because they come in afraid to use their voice, and we want all of them to know that they do have a voice. And so we train them, encourage them to use their voice, and they're apprehensive at first, but they begin to love it.
Absolutely.
On tomorrow, um, on tomorrow we'll be taking uh, students to Columbia, South Carolina. We're going to Nephron Pharmaceuticals, and so
Okay.
they'll get to see that facility and how the pharmaceutical business is ran when it comes to making pharmaceuticals or drugs. And then afterwards, we'll take them to Benedict so they can tour Benedict College and they can get that experience as well.
Yes. I appreciate you for sharing that, but I was just sitting here and I wrote something down in regards to like your end goal for these students, because sometimes we are passionate about what we call mentoring or having kids around or saying that these are people that we want to look up to us. But at the end of the day, like, what's our purpose? And
Hmm.
I like when you mention, at the end of the day, you want to know where they want to go. And so
Hmm.
you're planting a seed that as they continue to grow throughout high school, when you walk across that stage, as you mentioned, you can either say, I'm going strictly into the work path, I'm going either in the military, or I'm going off to college. But this program helped prepare me for either or. And just as you mentioned, tomorrow you all are going to Columbia, which is oftentimes in areas that we are in. A lot of our kids don't get that exposure,
Right.
especially if we're really in these rural areas where a budget restricts us to be able to give our kids the social skills or social life to be able to explore the different opportunities out there. But here again is a program that is bridging that gap, but yet preparing a future for someone in that circle to either go off to college because you're going there tomorrow, or
Yes.
start strictly into the workplace. So I just appreciate the effort that you all are doing. But I have to definitely say this is your baby, because you have definitely been a big, big advocate for young people for many, many years, to
Yeah.
include myself. So I just want to say, giving you your flowers here publicly,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you for steering me, encouraging me, and every now and then pulling a coattail to say, all right. But at the end of the day, we realize when we have a circle of individuals that truly show that they care, that they are passionate, it goes back to what you say, that's a safe space. So I
Yes.
can always call and say, hey, Mr. McInnis, like, whatever that conversation is, I don't have to hesitate whether he's going to judge me, but I know he's going to guide me. And
Hmm.
so I thank you for it. And I thank you for still being a mentor out there for all of our young people. And so I go into, when we talk about the organization,
Hmm.
because we know, as you mentioned earlier, there could be some ups and downs, and there could be some challenges along the way. How have you seen the organization grown or change since your involvement?
Thank you for that question. That's a great question. Well, when we started, when I came on, I guess it may have been maybe a month after I came in the door, the pandemic hit.
Mm,
And so we had to make a shift. And when we made that shift, it became online. Everything was done online because we couldn't do person to person. And a shout out to Tion Singletary. He was huge in helping us to put our digital footprint on the youth empowerment program. Our numbers actually didn't dwindle that much. We started to blossom a little bit, and then we had to shift again into bringing our people back, and
mm,
that's where the organization had to be patient because uh, the slowness of children to come back in and actually want to be a part of a group again. Trust was a big factor,
mm-hmm,
and we had to build that trust again, that safe space that we talk about. So the organization uh, backed us. Uh, Power Ed, uh, organization out of Colombia. They financially backed us. They saw what we were doing in the community, and they said, "I like your work," and so they came in and they backed us financially. So things were starting to grow. The other nonprofits were, uh, uh, donors were pouring into us and giving us that latitude to do things. We take students to Florida, as far away as Florida, to Outward Bound experience. We take students to Savannah, and so it started to just expand outside of the normal thing. When the youth empowerment program started, we were dealing with employers strictly in Georgetown County,
mm,
and it was small business owners. And now we are dealing with Boeing. We are dealing with Gulfstream. We are dealing with the airport in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is the Savannah Beaufort
right.
Airport. So those are the things that we have seen, and the latitude that our uh, powers to be have allowed us to engage in and support us all the way.
Listen, that's great. To kind of see where you started at walking in the door to all of this attachment that just came with it, and again, you accept the challenges that it brought you. Again, kudos to Mr. Singletary, who has been a great help doing that transition of
Mhm.
COVID. And you're right, when you transition from that to coming back in person, it kind of slows things down because you're not really sure the outcome of it. But you said one key word was telling the organization we just got to be patient with it. And again, here you still here standing. So that's kudos to see that you all are still working, and still making a difference, because kids are looking forward to you all showing up at their school or including them in something that you all have going on. So thank you for sharing that. But you all, our viewers, if you are here viewing, I ask that you continue to reshare this live and tag Helping Hand of Georgetown in it, Mr. Ron McInnis and Miss Tasha Smith. You all, we are taking a seat at the table just to learn a little bit more about Helping Hands. But this also shows a good deed of those that are looking to start an organization, those that want to know more about a community benefit that an organization is doing or giving, and just everything of how it all comes together and how they're still sustaining themselves. And so I'm sitting here, it leads me to a question for you, Mr. Ron, to think about, since you put your boots on the ground there at
Mhm.
Helping Hand. um, I know there could probably be a lot of days that all of us, in anything that we get in, we would scratch our head a couple of times. But I also know that there had to be moments where your chest poked out and you said to yourself walking out, well done. And so
Yes.
I have to ask, because I love to hear the stories of success. And so could you tell us, you may have many, but can you share with us any stories of success that you've had while being here at Helping Hand?
Yes. My favorite story, and it started with actually a group that was here before I got here, and it was a young lady uh, that was involved in the Outward Bound experience. Outward Bound is they go to Florida, they go to the Everglades, and they spend a week in the Everglades. And they needed students, so I convinced this young lady parents to allow her to go. When she got down to Florida, they flew down, they got off the plane, they went to the Everglades, and uh, they were asked to give up their cell phones.
Mm,
Well, she pitched a fit, and she cried and said she wanted to go home.
mm,
And the counselors down there who are well trained, they said if you spend one night with us and you wake up in the morning and you want to go home, we'll make sure that you get a plane trip back to South Carolina. She went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and she shared with everyone there that was the best night of sleep that she had had in her entire life.
mm,
She gave up that cell phone. She came back to Georgetown understanding that that cell phone was actually an albatross around her neck, stopping her from reaching the goals that she had set in life. And so she developed time management,
mm,
time away from that phone. In December of 2024, she graduated from Winthrop College, and she's planning to become a veterinarian. And so I love that story because it started out with heartbreak, and
mm,
it ended up with her realizing the goal that she had set since the time that she was a child, but she just didn't know how to access it. And the people, the good people, Tion, Tasha, uh, they were there for her. Myself, I just put her in position in front of good people that
mm.
were able to motivate her and put her in a position and empower her to be who God had called her to be.
Absolutely. And I know now she can look back at it and
Yes.
tell you all truly thank you.
Yes.
Because again, not giving up that phone, as you mentioned, we all are guilty of it, but that is a reminder of sometime allowing things to redirect itself so we can position ourselves for something even greater. And look at now,
Hmm.
um, the hurdle that she had to go to through just to get over, and now look at what she's accomplishing. So we definitely want to say kudos to her and to your team for definitely sticking in there with her for that. Um, so if you all have questions, please drop them in the comment section. We thank you all for tuning in. But again, if you have any questions, we ask that you drop them in the comment section.
Hmm.
So as we talk about our greatest success, you are in Georgetown County, which is growing
Hmm.
at a pace, but we also know that in any given time, such as these, there is still a need.
Yes.
And so, what are some of the greatest needs that you see in the Georgetown community right now?
Good leadership. Uh, People who are willing to give of themselves. We just had uh, one of our major industries to close after almost 100 years of being one of the biggest employers in Georgetown County.
Absolutely.
And so now there's a saying there, circle the wagons. We are resilient. We are a resilient people, but our leadership, and I'm not throwing off on anyone. I'm
Mm,
not saying it that way, but it's a time now for us to stand up, and our leadership has to stand up with us and for us, for Georgetown to continue to thrive. A place here like Helping Hands, and as I said earlier, we're starting to see the effects of our economy when our shelves are bare. So we look to the uh, community, and especially our covenant churches. We are asking them to reach out, and we thank those who are doing what they can. We're not asking you to go beyond, but we're asking you to go above.
absolutely.
So that's what we need. We need good guidance, and we need to understand that tough times are here, and that we have to come together collectively as a community.
Thank you. Thank you for being very I guess to say transparent to even go to that level to share, because sometimes when we look at our community and the works that we do, the services that we give, I like how you said it. We got to be willing to give up ourselves.
Mm.
um Oftentimes we look at different things that we do, as the saying say, as a dog and pony show,
Hmm.
and we see that times now are very critical. You mentioned there that was a major industry
Hmm.
that has been around for many years, and it closed, which means it closed, allowing a family income closed. Regardless of what some would say, well, they got service packaging, but that's still a transition and
Hmm.
an adjustment that a household now got to look forward to, not getting up every morning because of an industry that's been around for many years. And it's time that we step up. Like they say, we can't continue to play around when it comes to people's livelihood, yet ours. We got to make sure that the mission that we stand up for, or say that we were going to pursue, that we're standing, as some people say, standing on business to ensure that we're
Yeah,
following through with it. Um, and I like just how you said it. It's time.
yeah,
And we got to have good leaders, yet good people, that is kind of coming to the forefront. We're not sitting here playing with it a little bit or playing behind closed doors with additional agenda other than truly saying we want to serve our people. And so I appreciate you sharing that, because I definitely have seen over the years that you've definitely been passionate about what you've done or what you're still continuing to do. So kudos to you for being willing to still be one that is standing up in your area.
thank
Yet other areas that people call on you for, you're still right there if you can assure that you will show up and help out in any way that you can. And so when I heard you say that in regards to me just making a statement on that, one word came to mind was collaboration. And
Hmm.
I heard you talk or mention about the covenant churches. So can you tell us, how does Helping Hand collaborate with like other local organization or churches?
Yes. So we have a good office manager that has a grasp. She's been here for years. She has a grasp on the covenant churches that are a part of Helping Hand. And because of our relationships, my relationship in the religious community, uh, other other employees here or volunteers, their relationships, we reach out to other churches that are not a part of the covenant churches and invite them in to be a part of what we are doing here at Helping Hands. And so we engage them. We send out emails. We have just recently, not even 2 weeks ago, we showed our appreciation to the covenant churches by having a luncheon, and people came from every denomination around Georgetown County, every race, ethnic group, however you wanted to say it. They met at a church here, and we had lunch, just sat down and had a good time, fellowship and talking, and uh, just discussing the state of Georgetown, just things that's going to make us better.
Thank you. It's always good to have those roundtable discussions because, again, it gives you an outlet to kind of see where the mindset of your people are, but yet also plant to see the direction in which you want to go. And so, when we mention the churches, that's a group of people, but I also want to hear from you. What does volunteering for your organization looks like, and how could people get involved?
Again, we have our office manager. You would come in and just submit your name to the office manager and let her know what area, what your strength is, where you think you could benefit the organization, and how the organization can benefit you. Because some people need, some of our volunteers use this as a place where they can get away and do uh, not just, I guess, grow old at home. They come here to be around good people and then provide a service. So you would come in and get with the office manager, and she would in turn get with the person who's in charge of whatever area, whether it's the warehouse where we have food to be stocked, whether it's the pantry where we fix the bags and we meet the public and provide them with what they need, or whether it's the office where you have to uh, keep track of the data. And that's one great thing about Helping Hands. The data, anything that comes through that door in the form of a donation, we can account for it.
Yes,
There's nothing being wasted. Uh, they have a great tracking system here. And so whatever uh, the public entrusts us with, we give an account for it that is being used for the purposes in which it was given.
sure. Thank you. Again, for those that have tuned in, we thank you all for just listening at the work of Helping Hand, in hopes that you can share this with someone that is a resident of Georgetown County. But be hopeful, because you never know when this opportunity knocks on your door in your community, yet in your county, or someone that is just looking to expand their nonprofit or start one and just want some components of what Helping Hand already offer. And so I guess I want to go to looking ahead as we wind down with the broadcast for tonight. But just looking ahead for Helping Hand itself, are there any like new projects or goals that you all are working on maybe this year or looking forward to in the future that you want to share with the viewers?
One thing that our executive director spoke with the YEP staff this morning, and we understand that the younger we engage our youth, the more successful that we'll be. And so we're looking at expanding down into the middle schools. If it's not but 5 to 10 students that we can engage on a weekly or biweekly basis, and we have volunteered to do that at some point. But you also have to realize that there's such thing as burnout.
Mhm.
So we're trying to expand to go into the middle schools, and that's going to be based on our funding and how we are able to expand our workforce. And also, we are looking to expand with the dental clinic. There were discussions about knocking a wall down and pushing the dental clinic further into the warehouse so that we can add another chair because the need is great. And
Mhm.
so we're always looking to expand what we do. Again, with the food, the whenever that inventory starts to grow, then we'll start to grow. We want our community to have what's entrusted to us
Yes.
and the reason why it's entrusted to us. So, in every area, we are always looking to expand better.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when we talk about expanding, we know with nonprofits, you all lean heavily on individuals.
Mhm.
Corporate individuals could be one of, or just individuals themselves. And so, for those that are listening or would review this later or at a later time, can you tell us about the support of Helping Hand and how people could donate either monetary, their times, or any other means?
Yes, I'd love to. This is a perfect time to tell the public about Palmetto Giving Day. And that's a big day in Georgetown, South Carolina, when it comes to nonprofits. And the pot is split several ways. It started out with maybe 60 organizations, and we are close to 100 now. And so we're asking that if you want to donate monetarily, that you go online to Helping Hands of Georgetown.org, go to our website, and donate whatever you can. Is not too little. Whatever you give,
Right.
we are open to it, and that's how we stay above ground. We look forward to Palmetto Giving Day. That's May 6th and 7th. But you can go online and just click on Helping Hands of Georgetown, and give a donation monetarily. When it comes to food donations, and we're very careful about that. We ask that you bring your food donations, and preferably you call in and make an appointment to come in. But if you come between 9 and 12 Monday through Thursday, make sure that we are open. You would drive around to the back. We do have a check and balance where our volunteers check to make sure that we're not giving away expired goods. We do check that everything that it's sealed and that it's fresh, not outdated stuff. So we we appreciate everything that's given to us, and we give it to the appropriate people.
Yes, sir. So if I'm hearing you correctly, monetary donations, they can go online, but you all are also involved in the Palmetto Giving Day, which is May 6th through the 7th, if I'm correct writing that down.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. No, Palmetto Giving Day is now online giving.
Okay.
Um, so that's our big fundraising for the nonprofits here at Georgetown, here uh, at Helping Hands. You can walk in our door and bring a check. We have people that walk in the door and drop off a check, drop off cash donations. I was at a party. Uh, oh, was I supposed to say? I was at a party Saturday night, and I received a $500 donation. They just came up and told me they appreciated the work that we're doing in the community, and they wanted to show it by
Giving that
extending
donation.
the committee. That's what they call themselves. The committee gave us $500.
Absolutely. That's what that was a blessing.
Yes,
It was a blessing. You was in the right place at the right time. So
right time.
kudos for being at that party because you might have missed it if you didn't go.
Put boots on the ground.
So, Mr. Ron, I have two questions, but this one particular question, when I think of someone of your caliber who I've said who've been a great inspiration to me over the years and definitely to many others, um, what is one piece of advice that you will give to someone who wants to make a difference in their own community, like yourself?
Have a soft heart and tough skin. Soft heart and tough skin. I tell the gentlemen that work with me where I volunteer with basketball, if you're looking for a pat on the back, if
Mhm.
you're looking for a thank you, if you're looking not to get cursed out, you're coming to the wrong place. And people hurt people. So when you step into this arena, understand you're dealing with people that are dealing with a lot of hurt,
Mhm.
and so sometimes that hurt spills over on us.
Yes, sir.
And so we have to have that thick skin to accept that. And now we're all flesh.
Yes.
And so sometimes we do react,
Mhm.
but we have to recover quickly.
Yes, sir.
We have to get back up quickly. If you're going to be a part of this, again, you have to have tough skin, but have a soft heart.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Soft heart, you all, but yet tough skin. It's,
Mhm.
it, I have one of my great, I call him their father figure, class leader, that sometimes says it so clear. It be tight, but it be right.
Yeah.
Uh, you gotta have a soft heart, but tough skin to know that, as you mentioned, dealing with the world, I should say, you're not always going to get the response that you're looking for, but yet the work and the mission must go on. And so when you realize that hurdle, you might have didn't got over it the way you imagined, or didn't quite go the way you wanted to go, it doesn't stop. You redirect yourself, put yourself in a different position, and you keep going. Down the road, somewhere or another, a door or opportunity will present itself, or yet the mindset of the people will shift and change given how you show your compassion. And so, like you say, having that soft heart but tough skin to recognize you're not gonna get all those pat on the back. You may get some strange words. You may, and it may be from some very familiar people, but you
Yes.
have to just keep on keeping on. So I appreciate you just sharing that, because in the work that we all try to do in regards to the community, could be tough sometimes.
Mhm.
But words of wisdom coming from someone like yourself who's been around for a long time, you can't do nothing else but take it in.
Yeah.
Take it in. So I thank you for that. But um, where we are is at the end of closing out with the broadcast for tonight. But before we do that, where can people learn more about Helping Hand, and how could they connect with the work that you're doing?
Yes. Helping Hands of Georgetown.org. We have a website. Uh, we have a Facebook page, Helping Hands of Georgetown.org. Uh, check us out. Uh, try us. See if we are really what you've heard in the last 45, 50 minutes. Uh, I'm confident that you'll find that we are that and so much more. So many things that I just didn't have time to say. We have, I'm reminded of those that donate as far as giving our children scholarships. We have people that actually come in and give scholarships. And they aren't, all of them aren't millionaires. They just want to make a difference in a child's life. And
Hmm.
so check us out on our Facebook page. Check us out on our website. And please look at us on Palmetto Giving Day, May 6th and 7th. That's a time of year that if you want to make a difference, then that's the time to come in and support us here at Helping Hands. And then if you want to support us by passing the word, we want to help everyone that we possibly can help. Tomorrow we're in Andrews. We're going to be there until every bag is given away. And we're there once a month on the third Wednesday of the month at Thomas Chapel in the Italy community.
Mm.
So that's how you can reach out to us. And of course, you can come to our doors, 9 to 12 o'clock. You can pull up to Helping Hands of Georgetown and ask for Ronald McInnis. If they aren't treating you the way that you want to be treated, ask for Ronald McInnis. And if I can't give you anything else, I'll give you a smile.
Yes, sir. And that indeed he would. Well, again, I would like to thank you, and on behalf of Helping Hand, for just taking the opportunity to take a seat at the table and tell us a little bit about your organization and what you all are doing. And I have definitely truly enjoyed what you've shared, and I love the work that you all are doing. And so when I sit here and just think about a couple of takeaways in regards to Helping Hand and the covenant of the churches that you mentioned, the collaboration of the different organization, having a soft heart but tough skin, you're reminded of passionate people that just want to give back to the community in which they're serving, yet expanding. So you all, again, they will be in Andrews, South Carolina. I wrote it down just to remind myself at the end to say it again. Andrews, South Carolina, at Thomas Chapel Church. So is there a time?
9, we start at 9. The line, I don't know what time, because when I get there at 8:30, there's a line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the giveaway starts at 9.
Okay. So you all, again, the giveaway starts at 9, but we all know that people tend to get in line much earlier. They'll be there until it's all gone. But if you want to take advantage of this opportunity, again, in the Andrews area at Thomas Chapter, and I'm assuming, Mr. Ron, this is open to anyone.
Yes,
Okay.
you with a Georgetown driver's license.
Okay. With a Georgetown driver's license.
I'm sorry, not drive. Don't have to be a Georgetown identification. Uh, if you don't have a picture ID, please bring something with your name on it and your address with the zip code from Georgetown County.
Okay, so not particularly those that are in Andrews per se, or could they be in Andrews but a part of Georgetown County?
It's Georgetown County, actually. We're serving the Andrews community, but we serve the entire county of Georgetown.
Okay, thank you. I just want to get clarity for those that may go and share it, but those that are in Andrews to make sure that they can still take advantage of it. So
Mhm.
you all heard it for yourself. Thomas Chapel tomorrow. It starts at 9. However, the line could be very lengthy. So as most people do, get there early. But again, we want to thank you, Mr. Ron, along with Helping Hand, for providing your time to share what you all do in the community. Your service is a great deed for individual in need, but yet those that want to take advantage of it. You have from the senior component all the way down to the youth element of it. And as much as your baby, that is my baby too. So I just appreciate the pathway that you all have here with bridging that gap. So thank you all again. Thank you all to our viewers for tuning in. Thank you all for those that will go back and view this. And so I just want to share just a couple of events as I sometimes do on the end. This Saturday happening in Trio, South Carolina, you all. We're having the first ever kids field party. It's spring break. Kids want something to do. We ask that you all come on down, have a good time, allow your kids to kick up some dust. It's starting at 6 o'clock. We'll have a few vendors stations set up on the ground, so it's a field day. Just come on out. Admission for kids is $10. For adults is 15. We ask that you come out and have a good time. But we also will have an exclusive interview coming up on this Thursday as well. So stay tuned for the advertisement, because just as Mr. Ron mentioned about being a youth advocate, I want you all to tune into Thursday to hear the youth for yourself. So again, thank you, Mr. Ron. Thank you all for viewing. We thank AC Media and Marketing for the production behind the scene. And stay tuned, because you never know what you're going to get broadcasting results with Rouse. Thank you all. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.